All right, guys, today we're going to put a alternator on the Case International 685 today. All right, so we're just going to jump right into this. I've told you guys this story a million times. This was the alternator on the 395. It's rough. That's why we're changing it. It does charge. It's just rough. The bearings are bad. And the price for a new one is about what the estimate was to get this one rebuilt. So we will be changing it. I do have a new one there, so let's just jump right into it. All right, so here it is. We got it out of the box. It's the Lucas style. These are universal fit on all of these from the I think the 574 takes the same. All the utility tractors, basically. This is going to be the style for the most part. This came with some paperwork. I don't remember the last one. Computer tested, maximum alternator output 75 amps, 1022 watts. So I don't know if this is a rebuilt or reman. It was only $79 aftermarket. No sense buying a real expensive alternator. As long as it's the same, that's all that matters. So this one does not have the pulley on. The last one I ordered, yeah, the one on the 395, I think that one came with a pulley, but not this one. Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to reuse the pulley that is on the one that's grinding and making all kinds of noise. So our first step is basically going to be take the other one off. So let me get some wrenches and get it off. All right, very simple operation. The old one is off. It's just 2 bolts, this one that goes through, and then your top one here for your adjuster. There's no battery in this tractor, so I'd say unhook the battery first. These wires don't have the quick coupler. It has crimped ends on instead of that big, it's like a block that snaps in. It's just how this tractor is. So let me get this over to the bench, and I'll see if I can't get it to make the noise that I was hearing while I was raking hay, I think. All right, so on here on the bench, let me see if I can't be quiet here and see if you guys can hear what I was hearing. It's hard to tell. I don't know if it showed up on camera, but you feel how rough it is. Seems like it has a little play in it too, but it's the last thing I want is the belt to fly off, because this to seize up and burn the belt off. So this one does work. All right, next thing, I want to set them side by side just to double check everything, make sure it's all the same. Wires are in the same places. And top. Yep, that looks good. All right, everything looks good. Okay, the next thing is to take this pulley off and put it on this one. Simple again. All right, so some guys will clamp these in the vise to get them off. I just put one glove on and use your other glove as kind of a rag and hold on to this and try to zip this off. Usually they're not on that tight. Sometimes they could be. Sometimes you may have to clamp them in the vise. I have seen guys use pry bars. I mean, there's any number of ways you can do it. I'm just going to hold it with my hand and just go slow. You can feel when it's going to loosen up, or if it's going to pinch your finger, you can stop. So let me get this pulley zipped off. All right, nothing to it. It's probably a metric, probably takes a metric socket. 7/8 works too, at least for me. We got it off, no problem, so we'll just slide that off. There's a little metal collar here. We may need that. Let's take a look at this one. Pull that off. This off. Yes, we do need this metal collar. I think, let me see how this fits. Pulley's the same front and back. Yes, that metal collar is necessary. We'll put this plastic on the old one just because it does work. So if I ever decide I want to rebuild it, I've had good, I know it's only $79, but I'm going to say this. I bought the same exact one and it's lasted 2 years that I bought before. It was the exact same thing. So I do have a little bit of faith in this alternator, so I'm not afraid of it. And if it doesn't work, I don't think you're allowed to return electrical parts anyway. So all right, I'm going to zip this one on and we should be ready to put it on the tractor. All right, we got it fastened on here. It's new, so it spins a little slower than the old one, so it'll break in. Let's take it over and start getting it installed. All right, we got it on just about. I just stuck the bottom bolt in. All right, most of these utility tractors had a guard here, this piece here, a guard for this alternator. Mine is broken. You can see it's missing. That's how I bought it. It's missing parts here, but you can't discard it because it acts as a spacer to line everything up. So while it's broken, it still has to be in place unless you'd want to make a bushing. It's no big deal. I can just use this and just have this here like a guard, exactly like that. So 1/2-inch wrenches are your friend for this job. That's all it takes is 2 1/2-inch wrenches. Depending on your tractor, this arm up here, I do have to put 2 washers in between this and on this side and this side to space it right. You want your belt and everything to be running right in line. At the dealership, I have seen guys that have put alternators on and the alternators pitch this way or pitch that way, and it has the belt running out of alignment. Once you get it all installed and tighten everything down, look up your belt and see how this pulley here lines up with this pulley and the bottom one. There's only 3 pulleys on this tractor, so it's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. Just make sure they're lined up. That's most of it. So let me work on tightening this up and getting it lined up, and I'll come back with you. And it's just as easy as that. This is why I like old tractors. There's no loader on here to get in the way. So simple. All right, so it is, I have the 2 washers in where they needed to go. It's the same for this alternator as the last one. I had to take my gloves off to work those washers in, but they're in. Everything is tightened up. Looking at the belt alignment, pretty straight. It is on the top pulley as well as the bottom pulley all the way around, so we're good there. It's not twisted. We have the proper belt tension. You want to make sure the top one is good and tight so it can't move. This guard is not going to hit anything here. All that's left is to, I got grease on my hand. All that's left is to hook up the wires here, and I did make sure that when I had to crimp these new ends on the block that plugs into here on mine was bad, so I had to crimp new wires on. I did mark them M, middle. There's 3 terminals here, so we have, this one's marked B for bottom, middle, and then of course the red one is a smaller end, so that's pretty well. I can do it right here on camera instead of, there we go. There's the little one. I want to make sure it's not going to touch the next post. And we get the middle one, and that one's good. And then we want to put the bottom one on, and that one's good. Okay, they're all where they need to be. Being that the block isn't on, I don't like this little piece of metal, this tang here, or this tab here, this locking thing. So we are just going to remove it. It's as simple as that. It's out of the way. Now nothing metal can flip and flop around and touch these. Okay, so it's on, it's done. That's the job. I cannot test it right now. I don't have the battery. The battery's up at the house. I will save that for when the weather gets a little bit warmer and I put the batteries in. If it doesn't work, like I say, you can't send electrical stuff back, so I don't know what to say. If they send you an electrical thing that doesn't work right out of the box, I don't think they're going to take it back. So I have to have faith that they tested this and it is good. And if it doesn't work, I may have to take it to my auto electric shop, and they might have to diagnose if there's a problem. So these alternators also have these rubber caps there and there in case you have a different style that doesn't use the plug. Some of them have a bolt-on eye, and this one doesn't. This is the plug-in style. I have the quick coupler on the 395. It just snaps right into the back. So this one's new. The one, the 395, is new. The 986 one was replaced in 2016. The Super C has one that's fairly new. So we should be able to make power here. So simple. Old tractors, love them. Absolutely love them. So it's done. All right, guys, let me see what else we have going yet. All right, so one thing I want to do this winter while I have time here, or should I, or should I say as I have time, I want to roll that rolling tool cart that I have over to each tractor and clean out these toolboxes. Take everything out that's in these boxes, lay them on the bench, take inventory. If I'm missing stuff, or if I need something to add, or if I have duplicates, I got to clean them all out because there's just so much junk in there. And then clean out the box itself. They're dirty, there's like rust in the bottom. So I want to do that. If you guys want to see a video, kind of like a what's in my toolbox type of tour, I can do that with the tractors. I'll just make it one video, show you what I carry with me out to the field. If it's something that interests you, let me know in the comments. See, all I have to do is I'm going to pack up this old alternator and put it on the shelf, write good on the box, maybe bad bearing or something, but charges, just so I know what it is. If I ever decide I want to get it fixed, I can easily take it and get it fixed. I still have the other one. This isn't a core charge type of deal like you do with some of them. I do have the original one that was on there yet. So now I have two of them. This one charges, the other one doesn't. So it is what it is. So, all right, guys, I will see you on the next one, and thank you for coming along.